How to find the right partner for your SaaS business. One thing I learned from my mentor is if you can accomplish it, if you can achieve your goals on your own, you're probably not thinking big enough. And when we have this app idea in front of us, this SaaS app idea, we need a lot of people to help us implement the boring and inadequately complex stuff for us. In this case, as a visionaries, we're talking about technology, right? So we need technology partner to help us get there. These are usually called integrators in business. And if you think of example of Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak is an integrator, Bill Gates has its own, and the key players in the marketplace, they have their people that can help them draw their vision and integrate small steps today, so tomorrow actually this vision comes to life. So tech partner, right? But how do we find one? Because you're different from other people. You have your own requirements, you have your own feelings, experiences. How do you find the person you are comfortable with? Is it only chemistry? Is it only experience? What are the aspects that are important specifically for you? For that, I have 3 key aspects you need to take in place to understand whether the person is the right fit. The number 1 aspect of fruitful relationships is trust. And the reason why I'm saying trust is the number 1 is because you can get all the experience, you can train all the skills, learn technologies, but in the end of the day, if you don't trust the person, if the person doesn't trust you, it's just a matter of time when your relationships will collapse. Usually when there's a critical situation, you just start blaming each other. Gaining trust doesn't happen overnight. We are humans, operate in a quite a particular way. So there are 2 ways we can establish bond between people, right? First one of them is long-term engagements. Let's say I knew you for 5 years, you knew me for 5 years, we kind of trust each other. Second option is critical emotional moments together. Let's say we escape from the building that is set on fire with you and we help each other get there. Together we jump through the door, we jump through the window, we survive. This is a very critical, this is a very stressful situation, and when we are together in it, this sets some bound. Okay, I can trust you because we were in this tough situation. The challenge is you don't have this with people you consider to be partners, right? They're just people, you've met them for an hour, but that's about it. How do you do it? So the first is to get a general idea. You need to talk to a person and select the one that is the most confident, the most empathetic, and the most passionate and clear on what you're trying to achieve and is on the same page. The second step is actually get them tested. So we don't throw equity away. It's like, oh, okay, I can trust you, here's 50%. No, it's not how it works, right? What I recommend you doing is offer to hire this person for a particular fee to do the service for you. Meaning they help you get to a particular point, you pay them with cash. This is how you can test the relationship, and this is what I recommend to most of entrepreneurs I work with. Like, let's get started on a service basis. Let's get to know each other, let's get to the MVP stage, and then see how it goes. If the chemistry is right, let's consider partnership. Otherwise, let's find other alternatives. This is how you can avoid investing too much into a relationship and have a general idea of whether this is a good fit. The second point your partner needs to have is expertise. The problem with that is you're not a tech expert yourself, right? This is the reason why you're hiring the tech founder in the first place. So what kind of questions you ask the person to actually get a feeling of their expertise? Well, the first recommendation for me is being transparent. Say, hey, Mr. Potential or Mrs. Potential Partner, I'm not that much of a technical guy or gal myself, so please help me understand how this will work. And you'll ask some questions like, here's my idea, how would you approach X, Y, and Z? And look at their answers. Of course, confidence is important, But what else is important? What distinguishes just a professional executor from the independent thinker and partner is the latter, they're empathetic about their answers. They think in a way of how you can understand it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you ask, well, how do we accept payments? And they can say, we'll integrate Stripe Payment Gateway. Or they can say, we will integrate Stripe Payment Gateway. This is the service that will allow us, third-party service, to accept credit cards from our customers. I'm giving a very specific, very obvious example. Of course, you probably already know this, but the smart person, they want you to understand them, and they will explain this in terms that work for you. So this is the second aspect that will help you determine whether this person is the right fit. And remember, one thing you can also ask is ask them for a success case study. Now, be smart with this. Don't ask for 10, because what kind of signals you give to a person when you ask them for 10 case studies? Usually this happens when you work with a contractor, and what that means is, I don't trust you, so I give you 10 attempts to prove me wrong. You see, when you're speaking with a potential partner, they will value themselves. And if you see that you don't trust them and just blatantly try to qualify them, they'll say no to you. Don't forget, this is the relationships between two people. So they can also reject you if they see that you're trying to be over-controlling or overtaking the relationship. So once again, treat them as they are already your partner and see how they respond to your kindness and openness. The aspect number 3 of the qualified partner for you is their availability. So let's say you find a perfect match for a project. You know exactly how they work, you're fine with that, you want to get started. And when it comes to availability, they say, well, I'm actually busy right now. But in 2 months, I will have 90 days to help you out, and then I'm gone again for the next year. It can be a genius, don't get me wrong. The reason why they're busy is probably because they have a lot of stuff to do with other people, but does this make them a good fit for you as a partner? Probably not. Because if you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in advance, they're not going to be around when there will be hard times, when things need to be changed. And the question I want you to ask to people is, hey, Mr. Potential Partner, how do you see a corporation working in 1 year and 2 years from now? Do you think you will be comfortable to make it a full-time activity for you, to dedicate all of your efforts? How do you think this will go well? And exactly by asking them the availability questions, you will get an answers whether they simply have time for you, they simply have the energy and willing to proceed with you in the long run. These are the 3 major qualification points I use when talking to potential partners when I want to decide whether it might work or not. Now, you don't need to buy my belief, so I just suggest you trying it out and see for yourself. And remember, only when you respect people and treat them well in business, only then you can expect the same from their side. Until next time, I will see you in my other video.